Hi YouTube, it's Amaya again. Today is September the 3rd. It is 2020, September the 3rd, 2020. And so today I'm going to make another video. I just finished up part 1, 2, and 3 of that Sudoku puzzle. And it's just a name puzzle here. You know, the number puzzle. I'm going to, hold on. So let's see, I'm going to make another. So this is Amaya again. I wanted to show you. I kind of messed up my hair earlier because right before I was going to do the video, I kind of had it all pent up like this, but I'm putting it down just for the sake of the video so you can see that this is me, being that I have someone posing as Samaya here, identity theft. So regardless of how I look, just excuse the appearance. And then sometimes those in politics that have the means, the back office to my phone, what they are doing is changing my images. Every time I post a video, then they change my image to make it look like I don't look like myself anymore, so to speak. So, and that's part of their scheme for the identity theft. But everybody knows me from Granny's, the home of the $99 weave. I'm still trying to work, but I am being blocked from working. I don't know who else is posing as Samaya, but I am being blocked from working. But nevertheless, I'm going to use this time wisely until government decides to go ahead and give me a settlement or justice or whatever they're going to do. So I'm going to use this time wisely. But today, what I want to share with you today, I have bought a program called Mega Math. Mega Math. This was many, many years ago. I taught it to my baby when she was younger. During the time I bought that Hooked on Phonics set for her, because I taught her how to read at the age of like 3 years old using Hooked on Phonics. And I just wanted to say how everything in America to me is backwards. Absolutely everything. And so what Mega Math was, well, I'm sorry, I had a text message. I was just kind of trying to end that call. But Mega Math and Hooked on Phonics is different from the way you are taught in school in America. Hooked on Phonics teach you how to pronounce the letters, whereas the regular English ABCs teach you how to say A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Whereas Hooked on Phonics say abacada, afaga. So it teaches you the sounds, and I'm kind of a little rusty. I hope I'm not off there with some of these sounds because it's been so many years since I taught my baby how to say her ABCs by pronouncing the sounds, which makes it easier to read for a 2-year-old or 3-year-old because they can just put those sounds together. Well, it's kind of like what I'm going to show you now here. This tape is about Mega Math. And in America, we are taught, I'm going to use these numbers from this puzzle. The first set was 6, 4, 2, 5, 1, 8, and 9, 7, 3. What Mega Math does, how it teaches you how to multiply or add and subtract is by doing the opposite. So American numbers, we start here and we add these numbers and put it here. Add these numbers and put it here. Mega Math, you're going to start here. You're going to add these numbers first. So 6 and 5 is 11 plus 9, that would be 20. Is that correct? 6 and 5 is 11, plus that 9 is going to make it 20. You don't necessarily want to write the 20 yet. But Mega Math teaches you to think ahead. And that's really good. It teaches you, so for those of you who like to have a plan A, B, and a C, this is some good brain exercise for your A, B, and your C plan because it teaches you to think ahead. So this is 20. So, but I'm not going to write that 20 down because I know that I see this number here has a large number. So it's going to have an extra number in which I'm going to have to carry. So just by glancing at that, I'm going to go ahead and write a 21 because I know I'm going to have to carry a number from here. And so 7 plus 4 is 11 plus 1 is 7 plus 4 is 11. Right? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, plus that 1 make 12. But I'm not going to write the 12 here because I see that I have a larger number than 10. So I'm only going to I'm not going to make that as a 12. I already carry that number because I thought ahead. And so instead of writing a 20, I wrote a 21. So this was a 12. I already carried the number. So I'm going to just write that 2 for that 12. I think. Let me make sure I got that right. I'm going to go ahead and write. I'm not going to. So that is a 12, but I'm not going to write. I shouldn't write that. So I already carry that number. I see that this number here is larger. This was a mistake. So I see that this number here is a larger too. I'm going to have to carry a number. So let's just make that. That's my 13. Okay. So this is 7. 4 is 11 plus 1 is 12. And so I see I have a larger, something past over 10, so I'm going to have to carry a number. So instead of doing 12, let's add that and make it a 13. Now we have 8 plus 2 is 10, plus that 3, let's put that 13. I already added the number here already. So let's do it the American way. So let's see if we got this number right, if my theory of what I'm trying to explain is correct. So we have 8 and 2 is 10, plus 3 is 13. So we carry a 1, it's the American way, and we carry the 1. So then you have the 7 plus that 1 is 8, plus that 4 makes 12, and that 1 is 13. You put the 3 here, and you carry your 1. So we have that 9, and that 1, we'll say that's 10, plus this here 11 to be 21. You see? So you have 21, 3, and 3. So basically all you're doing is when you're looking at these here numbers, you working on this number again, but you always ahead of yourself. You see? This way kind of slows you down and keep you just kind of like at a normal pace, but this way here always keeps you ahead of the game, so to speak. And it keeps you, again, looking into future problems. It keeps you, helps you to develop a plan A, B, and a C. So here you can use this here. Again, it helps you with future problem solving. Future problem solving, thinking ahead. Such as a plan A, B, C, or D plan. So just from learning this here particular technique, it's already kind of opening up your, I think is it called cognitive thinking. It helps you plan ahead, think ahead, unconsciously without even knowing that that's what you're doing. Just by doing this with mathematics. So try starting off with little bitty numbers or just 2 rows instead of 3 rows. And basically all you're doing is you see that this is 11, 6 plus 5 is 11, plus 9 makes 20. So you see you have numbers that are larger than a 10, so you're going to have to carry 1. So just go ahead and put a 21 here. Again, you see that these numbers here are going to be larger than a 10, so go ahead and add an extra number in that area. So you see 7 and 4 is 11, right? Plus 1 is 12. So go ahead and carry an extra number, not because these numbers are bigger. You're thinking ahead, so I may have said that wrong. So look at this number, but yet you're looking at this number. We're working on this row, but yet we're looking at this row to solve this problem. So we have a 7 and a 4 is 11, plus 1 is 12, but this is greater than a 10, so I know I'm going to have to add another number to make it a 13. And then so on and so forth. So you see, and then this number here checks out to be 13. And then you carry the 1. That's another, what is that? 7 plus 4, what is that? 11 plus 1, 12, plus that one is 13. And then you have that 1 here, 9 and 1 is 10, plus that 11 made 21. So it may seem like it's no huge deal, but to your brain it's huge. It's very significant. And again, it's helping with future problem solvings. It's helping with thinking ahead. It's helping you with coming up with a plan A, B, or C without consciously thinking about it, because you really just working on here, but you're working on here, but you're thinking about this. So now you're multitasking. Also, you're doing 2 things at one time. You're looking at this number, and you working on this number, but you're looking at this number. You see? So you're working here. Your vision is here. I mean, your thoughts are on here, but your vision is over here. So you see how you're doing two different things at one time? Your thoughts are here, but your vision is here. So I know I'm working on this road right here, but I'm looking at this. You see, that's a strong brain exercise because now you're doing two things at one time. You are looking at, working on these here numbers, but you're looking at this. So your brain has already stored these numbers in because you know what you're doing here, but you're looking at these numbers to see what should I be doing over here. So your brain has already stored that. So now you're really kind of like putting your brain to work, so to speak. And that's a program I found. It was called Mega Math, and it teaches you how to add differently, how to solve problems from the opposite side in which America teaches us how to solve a math problem. So you're doing just the opposite. So that can apply to any areas, again, in your life. You solve a problem by doing just the opposite. I give you a prime example. I'm in the beauty industry. And sometimes when we use hair coloring, we stain the person's face or scalp or ears. And we may not always have a stain remover, a color remover. But what we can do is color takes away color. I can go back and get some of that color, put it on a towel with a little soap and put it on that person's hair and remove the color. If that kind of helps you out, if that kind of makes sense. So you're gonna do maybe just the opposite of what you did. I think they use that in a lot of when they make medications and different things like that. They go to the opposite to find the answer. So normally, I guess what I'm trying to say, if you would use a color remover, then just do, I guess I'm kind of doing just the opposite of what one would do. Instead of getting a color remover, I'm just going to get the color itself and put it on there. I don't know if that is a good analogy of what I'm trying to say. But again, this here in America teaches you how to add from right to left, whereas Mega Math teaches you how to add from left to right. And just in your everyday life, without thinking, I'm just trying to help you to see how you may be thinking you're doing something really simple and minor, but to your brain, you have really just took it to a whole nother level. And this here simple addition will take you further along in life just by knowing and applying that principle. And I hope, again, that made sense. But nevertheless, this is Samaya. I'm coming back to you again with a Mega Math. And I'm telling you, and I'm just pretty much sharing with you how just because I may be different from some of y'all, just because I don't want to join a clique or join any kind of forces, I'm just a solo kind of person. I am different, but I'm not different at the same time. Yes, I do have a lot of wisdom and common sense and knowledge, but it's just that my thinking is just different from y'all's. I'm on the same path per se, but I'm just in my approach to the way I solve problems is a whole lot different than the American way in which they solve problems. So I may not be doing the way y'all want me to do it, but at the same time, I think I can accomplish the same goal. The same goal is we arrive at that same number. Although I attacked it or approached it differently, we did arrive at the same number. So again, we really shouldn't judge a person by the book, by what they're doing or how they're doing, because just because I'm doing it a little different from you doesn't mean that I don't have the same interest or the same outcome in mind. Just that my approach would be different. For instance, if I was to become the president, I would do things totally opposite and different from the way of the norm in which it has always been in the last 10 or so decades. I would do it completely different, a complete turnaround. Doesn't mean that I'm coming in there and trying to I was going to say take over, but I guess in a sense I would be trying to take over, but I would accomplish more quicker and faster by doing just the opposite of what Everybody else is just kind of like on a repeat mimic kind of mode. They just do the same thing. He did it this way, I'm doing it this way. He did it this way, I'm doing it this way. So my approach is, I don't know nothing about politics, and I'm going to do it completely different than anyway. I'm just going to do it some other way. I understand mathematics. I understand problem solving. I understand thinking out the box. I understand people, multitasking. I understand psychology. I understand how the human brain works and how it receives and retains information. So I understand all of that. I understand the need of what is going on. I understand the problem. So with all that being said, sure, I can be placed in just about any job and can help any company succeed in any business. Just by being opposite, being different, thinking outside the box. I hope this helped you. This is Mega Math 101, and I hope it helps you. Try bigger numbers, smaller numbers, larger numbers. And just try doing them daily until you can do them real fast. This is supposed to help you to be able to solve problems really quick. And this is supposed to be a quicker method than the American method. So once you get a hang of it, you too will be able to solve these problems really quickly in your head. You can just look at a math, you can look at a math equation, you can look at a math problem or some additional numbers you're trying to add, and in your head, you'll do it within a second. So once you practice this, you'll see that it is a better and a faster way of adding numbers. Talk to you later again. This is your girl Samaya. I love y'all. Take care.